Hi, welcome to another Fajardo Friday Life lesson. Today I'm doing this a little early because tomorrow is Christmas, and so trying to roll something like this out on Christmas Day is probably not the best idea in the world. The lesson that I want to give to you has to deal with holidays and special occasions. I come upon this because when I was younger, I fell into this trap and it was very difficult. And so, especially for those of you who are going to be starting out in life and getting into that role of independence and experiencing those special occasions and holidays, trying to manage all of that can be very difficult. The first example I want to give you is when I was younger, I would maybe see a gift and I'd be like, oh, my friend would really, really like this gift. And then immediately I would be like, but if I get this friend a gift, I need to get this friend a gift. And if I get this friend a gift, I should get this friend a gift. And if I get this friend a gift, I need to get these friends gifts. And you feel the need to be balanced and fair with everyone. And for a while, and a lot of people are like, be careful, you're going to get yourself in over your head. And after a while I did, to where I felt like I needed to get everybody gifts. Because everybody talks, right? So it's like, oh, well, she got so and so a gift, but she didn't get me a gift. Oh, she went to that person's wedding, but not mine. That kind of thing. And I say weddings, birthdays, graduations, baptisms, whatever. It's something where you feel like you're trying to be fair and be balanced with everyone, but it's just not going to work out that way. The same thing goes when you try to balance out holidays between families. So, for example, now that I'm married, it's a lot of people are like, okay, we've got this. We'll do Thanksgiving with one family and then Christmas with the other family, and next we'll switch. Next year we'll switch. And it doesn't work that way. There's so many reasons why that plan gets messed up. And part of it is, for example, getting sick. If you get sick, that pattern is completely thrown out the window because if you get sick, you don't want to be around people and get them sick. Think COVID as now. And then you also have situations where, like, for example, my birthday and my husband's birthday can fall on the same holiday. And so trying to be there with our families can throw off the schedule. There are also times where there have been deaths in the family, and so that you're feeling the need to be with that side of the family more because you want to be with them, especially on those holidays where you're afraid they're going to be alone, they're going to be sad, they don't have the person they love with them, and so you end up wanting to be there for those holidays. And so that can change the schedule. The same thing can happen when you have a child, like your firstborn. Everybody wants to have access to the baby when the baby is born. And so, again, that pattern gets all mixed up. So, trying to do gifts and trying to be there for everybody, it can be overwhelming. So, what's the answer to that? Really, there isn't an easy answer. One idea that seems to work pretty well is when people don't get tied to a specific day. Spend time with each other. It just doesn't have to be on a specific day. They say with Valentine's Day, you don't have to just love that person once a year. You love that person every day. You go on dates all the time. It doesn't have to be that one day. The same thing goes with Father's Day or Mother's Day or whatever. Like, celebrate them all the time. Thank them all the time. They are your parents 365 days of the year. So things like that. So there's a friend group that I am part of where we do things called Friendsgiving and Friendsmas. And obviously it's not on Thanksgiving, it's not on Christmas, but we try to pick a day where the majority of us can meet and have that opportunity to celebrate then. And it works really nicely because then you're not like trying to individually meet with people. It's just a nice big friend group opportunity. That's one thing. The same thing I've seen with graduation parties where you don't necessarily have the graduation party on the day itself. There are people who are like, they'll go 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after, and have their celebrations so that they can get to other graduations. The friends can have an opportunity to be with each other on their graduation parties. So getting away from a set day works really nicely when you're trying to balance those things out. But even then, you end up having to pick and choose. You end up having to back off. You can't make it to everything. So I I don't like the idea of of telling people, like, you have to pick and choose because then you feel like you're doing favorites. But really, um, as you get older, especially when you have your own kids, your time is very, very, very precious. So you have to kind of pick and choose, and it's a fact of life, and it's sad, but it is what it is. And just trying to help you out before you get into the trap of trying to manage special occasions and try to be fair with everybody. I've seen so many people try to balance that out, and they end up spreading themselves so thin that it's just almost it's impossible, and they're not having any fun anymore when they do that. So just want you to think about that when you get into the special occasions and holidays and how you are with people. And that way you don't get into a habit of doing stuff like that. Rather, you kind of try to plan a little bit differently. And maybe it's not so much about giving gifts again, it's a gift of time, because as you get to be an adult, obviously there's a lot less time that you spend with people, and that could be the gift. But again, it doesn't have to be centered around a day or a holiday. It can be whenever. So, all right. Thanks for listening.